Hey guys, what's going on? Jet Scott here, and hopefully you can see behind me the yard dart. Maybe you can't see that. Dang the sun. But nothing's changed just yet. I had to pull the side pipe off because I took it inspected. It's not stolen, we're good. Went ahead and threw some epoxy primer over the flares and all the rust to make sure they don't rust anymore. All the rear quarters, and you can really see how bad this body work is. It's terrible. I got a lot of work ahead of me. Of course, you know the state of the floors. And if you guys don't know the story on the old yard dart 1966 Dart GT, there's a video. Go check it out on my channel. Nice introduction video, I think. But I want to give you an update on it. And I also want to say, for anybody who's new to the channel, from either Dylan McCool, or you found my channel, or you saw my comment on Finnegan's Garage with the welder giveaway, thank you for checking out the channel, because we have gotten a huge influx of subscribers. I mean, ridiculous. And I appreciate all of you guys. You guys are badass. And if you don't know, you write a comment below. I'm going to reply. It don't matter how long it takes me to go through them all. I will reply to every comment until I physically can't no more. But I want to give you a rundown on the old yard dart. The plan so far. So, I don't know if any of you guys agree with me, but that hood is awfully long and awfully boring. So I've got a scoop coming I think we're all gonna like. And when it gets here, I think we're gonna just set it on there. But I want to show you what else we got up at the front of the garage. And what the hell do we have in the back of Dad's pickup? That don't look like any big block Mopar I've ever seen. That's weird. Look at how tiny those ports are. I wonder what this thing could be. 2-barrel, ugh. Cast iron water pump. That's weird for a small block Mopar. What we have here is a 1968, I believe, 273. Engine's free. I just took the plugs out. Spins over easy. A little too easy, in fact, because it only has 8.8 to 1 compression. And we're gonna remedy that. We still got the oil filter locator adapter thing. I'm getting learned real good on small blocks, but we got our engine. And we're gonna start working on this as soon as we get it inside. So let me show you the plan for the 273 for the Dart. And I gotta state before we get any further, I'm not one for numbers matching correct era stuff, but this Dart, I kinda wanna make it almost correct. So I went with a 273. Yeah, you can do a lot with a 318, 360, a 340, even if you can afford one, or even a Magnum engine. But I wanted a 273. I like doing stuff that's different. If you can't tell with my baby Hemi, I like engines that are different. And so I went with 273. I just got these in the mail today. My Super Commando 273 valve covers. My opinion, the coolest valve covers ever made from the factory. They're steel with these aluminum fins glued on, and whatever glue Chrysler used, it's great stuff. So this is what's going to go on the engine, and we have our original 4-barrel cast iron intake way over here, but we're not going to run that. I'll tell you why. And we're not going to run the 4-barrel cast iron intake, even though it's cool for being the original intake, to this car. See, 273 4-barrel. But we're gonna do something different with this car. I think we're gonna keep it mostly stock suspension, as much as I would love to make this a gasser, because it would be so cool. And let me show you why it'd be cool. Because they radius these wheel wells and flared them, you could get away with that much kissing your sister tire sticking out. But I think what we're gonna do, because this car is the GT, and what that means is it has the uprated suspension from like a Formula S Dart, and vice versa. It's got a front sway bar, and it's got a really good front suspension. And it would just be an absolute shame to cut all that out to straight axle it. And yeah, with the torsion bars on a Mopar, we could crank it up real high. But I'm gonna see how it looks with more of a street machine stance, because that's what the car really is. It's a street machine. It's a really weird street machine, but I think that's what it would lend itself more to, especially with the scoop I got coming. Oh, I didn't notice that bare metal right there. Better put some paint on that. But here's what we're doing with the dart. And I've replied to all your comments in the last dart video, which was a lot, trust me. That took almost an entire day just to do. And so we're gonna build a D-dart engine. The D-dart, only 60 were made from what I understand in 1966. Trim panel's missing, I took it off. And I've been in the trunk, there's nothing cool in there, except for the 727 small block transmission. But the D-dart engine was 10.5 to 1 compression, 500 lift solid cam, headers, and a Holley carburetor. And it made 275 horsepower. And that's what I'm going for. I have some Super Commando 10.5 dome pistons from the factory coming, along with the correct 920 casting closed chamber Super Commando heads. And this is all stuff I've just learned. It's insane the amount of stuff I didn't know about small blocks. Of course, I didn't know anything, but it's insane. There's so much to know. But my goal is to do a more appropriate camshaft, something that's straightable, blah, 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 blah. I don't think we're gonna go roller because I can't afford a roller cam. That's too damn expensive. But maybe stick with a 500 lift, maybe go 525, maybe 530. That's a big cam though for a 273. But I'm thinking with a double pumper Holley perfectly tuned, some really good headers, and an aluminum intake, I think we can get it to 3. And trust me, this car weighs like 2,800 pounds. 300 horsepower is gonna be more than enough for anybody. Especially for what this car is gonna be used for, which is simply putting around town, screwing around. Especially with rear end and everything underneath here. We don't need to get crazy. So that's pretty much the plan with the old yard dart. And hope you guys are on board. That's really what I want to do. But you guys will be sure to let me down in the comments how dumb I am and how I should have put a big block or a Hemi in it. And on the Hemi note, yes, for as cool as this engine would look in my dart with the 3.2 setup, it ain't gonna fit very well. I'd have to make custom headers more than likely. There's no motor mounts on the side of this engine either. You have to use the front motor mount off the water pump, and then mounting off the back with a bell housing or transmission, you have to get an adapter. It just wouldn't be feasible in terms of the power this engine makes. And whereas I'm more about cool than horsepower, that's just not no, I don't think we're gonna do that. I think this engine is gonna be cool right here until someone decides, hey Jed, I wanna buy that engine. And then I would sell it. As much as I like it, but it served its purpose. I rebuilt it, and I can hear it run anytime I want. It runs great. Sounds mean with those zoomy headers. So I'm pretty much well done with it, unless, you know, I get a, you know, something up my butt and I decide I want to rebuild the 3.2s. So yeah, I'm thinking definitely 273. I mean, I got the parts already. I got all the parts coming. That's just what I really want to do. And I hope you guys can get on board with that. So yeah, 273. That's a tiny V8. Really small. Is it as cool as a 440 or 383 or even my 426 M or even the 241? Nah, not really. But it belongs in the car. And for some reason, this car, I feel like it deserves to have the correct engine in it. And my plan to also build my 300 horse 273 is we're going to touch up the ports and all the, well, on my other heads, not these heads. These heads are garbage. They're like 318 heads. They're not worth a damn. But I'm thinking we just do a little bit of porting, nothing crazy. I think we can get to that 300 number. Plus, every engine back then was underrated. Like, especially the 426 Hemi and 440s and stuff. They made a little more than that. You know, there's a lot of guys out there who say 440s make 500 horsepower. No, they don't. The only thing that actually really made way more power was the 426 Hemi. And you ever watch Nick's Garage? Go watch his video. He's got a really cool video on that. So that's kind of where we stand with the old yard dart. I appreciate everybody's comments. Like I said, not only do I read them, but I reply to all of them. Now, when it gets down to replies and stuff, that gets a little tricky. But I do my best. And I really do pride myself on that. But yeah, I'm definitely hoping that all my parts show up and they're in good shape and we can build this engine. I'm planning on doing the entire engine in the course of maybe 2 to 3 months maximum. I shouldn't have to hunt for parts as bad as I did with the 241. So it shouldn't be too terribly long to build that engine. And I want to do this engine build as in-depth as I possibly can, because I have some friends like Jesse Banks, who has a really cool 73 satellite, and he's never worked on cars before. He's a subscriber, and I've been walking him through with his 383 and his 73 on Facebook, and calling him and stuff, letting him know what does what and what parts are which, and describing casting numbers and what good ones are and what bad ones are. So I want to go through this engine and do the entire build really in depth. Like the 241 was kind of in depth, but I want to make this engine build as in depth as possible. So that way everybody can learn just how easy it is to get an engine, go through it, and build it. We're not just going to assemble it and throw parts at it. No, we're going to build this thing. We're going to build it right. Or at least I hope so. But anyways, guys, staring at the camera, I'm trying to pretend one of you guys is there. Kind of weird staring at a camera. I appreciate you watching this video. I'm sorry there's no action really going on. There's no burnouts, no donuts, no starting of engines, but you know, I think we could fix that. So like I said, I think we could fix that. I think that was plenty of action. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. As always, you guys are awesome. And leave a comment down below if you want me to reply, but please don't make it an obnoxious number, because I don't want to be up till 2 a.m. again. But I will reply regardless. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry there wasn't a lot going on, but I just felt like it was a good time to do an update on the Dart. Before we end this video, I gotta say this. It's another day, new flannel shirt, and we got the 273 out. I want to show you, we got it out, got it on the engine stand, we're inspecting it, and this engine is remarkably clean inside, minus the huge rat's nest that was piled up to like here in the valley, which I finally got cleaned out, and it's got a little rust in it from the mouse pee, but the engine turns over super easy. Everything works like it's supposed to. But it is a hydraulic cam engine, which I figured. And it's got 675 casting heads, which are the 318 crap heads. So we're definitely going to be getting some of the proper Super Commando heads to go with everything else. Along with Super Commando pistons, blah, 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 blah. But I just want to show you how clean the engine was inside. It's not all sludgy and horrible. Hell, you can still see the paint on the valve spring from the factory that denotes it's a weak low compression, just daily driver grandma engine. But it is a 273, and the engine does have oil in it still. It's black, albeit, but it's oil. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked with it. I'm pretty happy so far, and I'm gonna mock it up for you. And there it is. Our Super Commando is all mocked up, but we're going way more for Super Commando. What do you think of it, Dad?
Pretty good.
The first thing we're gonna fix is this piece of crap right here. This thing, where it belongs, in its place, a Holley carburetor with a proper spacer, not this spreadboard thing I just threw it on there. But I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. I mean, the engine's so nasty, the intake's nasty, so it kind of looks like it's all supposed to be one big clump of nasty. Minus that, which is also, in my opinion. But that's what it's going to look like, more or less. Damn you, shop vac. I'm pretty happy with that. What do you think, Dad? You gotta say it again. Say it looks badass.
Bad.
All
I
right.
like the valve cover.
The valve covers are cool. That's like the main reason to have something like this. Is, in my opinion, the coolest factory valve cover.
It's kind of little.
It's really little. It's really, really little when we're used to playing with. Yeah, it looks pretty tiny. You want to show everybody what you're doing?
No.
Okay, fine. Well, anyways, everybody, I appreciate you watching this video. Yet again, sorry, there wasn't a whole lot going on, but I just wanted to show you what the 273 is going to end up looking like, more or less. You know, obviously it's going to be pretty, and we're shooting for 300 horsepower. I think it's going to be a pretty achievable goal for what we're doing. So I hope you enjoy the build of the Yard Darts 300 horse 273 Super Commando D-Dart engine. And then after this engine's done, we'll start working on the car. I can't believe it's nice out. It's like 60 degrees and it's Thanksgiving Day. Pretty nice, so it was meant to be. So guys, I hope you have a good Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next cool video. Bye.
Bye-bye.